When you accidentally discover that your neighbor across the street is doing something embarrassing, do you choose to keep watching or pretend not to see? This woman's choice is not only to keep watching but also to buy professional equipment to watch. She watches not only while eating but even while feeding the baby. Kwewa is a housewife who is 8 months pregnant. Today, she was under the table picking up the children's things scattered all over the floor. When she got up, she accidentally bumped the back of her head on the table. The place was also a mess because of the kids. At this moment, Tiezu walked out of the room, exhausted. He finally managed to get both kids to sleep. After tidying up the kids, they finally calmed down. The two sat at the dining table to chat. When Kwewa looked up, she saw the young couple across the street doing something embarrassing. Kwewa felt very embarrassed and pretended to cover her face with her hand. She said not to look, but her eyes were very honest and never left the scene for a second. Kwewa said they should close the curtains. Tiezu said, "This is really inappropriate," but neither of them could bear to look away. To ease the awkward atmosphere, Tiezu leaned in and kissed Kwewa while watching the passionate young couple. Tiezu praised the woman's endurance, and Kwewa praised the man's physique. The two of them just kept watching intently. Chatting like in an American TV show, Tiezu said they should turn off the lights. Kwewa said, "We're not doing anything. It's them." He seemed to suddenly understand something, got up, turned off the room lights, and then returned to his seat. The viewing experience was instantly enhanced, comparable to a silent home theater. This couple accidentally discovered their neighbor across the street doing something embarrassing. The wife said not to watch, but her body was very honest. Later, to enhance the viewing experience, they even hooked up professional equipment. One day, Kwewa returned home with the kids. The youngest child had already been born. The three kids kept her extremely busy, while Tiezu was lounging with his legs crossed, chatting and laughing on the phone. After Tiezu hung up, he first said to Kwewa, "Sorry." But Kwewa looked very displeased. Tiezu asked, "What do you mean by that? I've been working overtime at home all day, and you take the kids out to have fun and come back with a face full of resentment." Kwewa said, "I only slept last night. In less than 4 hours, it started snowing heavily. I was at the zoo with 3 kids, and one of them threw up all over me. Is this what you call happy? You're sitting by the window. Is that what you call working? You're just flirting with the woman across from you." The two of them complained to each other for a while, then started envying the young couple across the street, wondering what they do for a living. They have no jobs, no clothes, yet they throw parties at home every day, happy. Both of them are middle-aged, exhausted from dealing with life, long past the passions of youth. The argument ended with a hug. Kwewa's gaze turned to the other side. On Christmas Eve, while she was happily decorating her home, she looked up and saw another party happening across the street. She really envied their lifestyle, but just as she was lost in thought, the sound of her child crying brought her back to reality. From then on, watching the view across the street became part of their life. The couple accidentally saw the young couple across the street doing something intimate. The middle-aged couple felt a bit envious of the young people's lives, and slowly, peeking became part of their routine. Kwewa would watch when she was bored, while eating, and even while feeding the baby. One sleepless night, Kwewa went to the balcony and unconsciously looked across the street. But something was different that day. The usual excitement was gone, and the couple seemed a bit sad. Kwewa started paying more attention to their every move. One day while cooking, she noticed the man across the street had shaved his head. Could he be sick? The couple began to worry, as if a friend of theirs was ill. On the weekend, Tiezu took the kids out, leaving Kwewa alone at home for some peace and quiet. Kwewa looked through the window and saw the man lying weakly in bed. Friends and family came to visit him, all wiping away tears. After all the friends and family left, only the woman remained, looking heartbroken. Kwewa put away her binoculars, turned away, and took a quiet bath. That night, she curiously looked across again and saw a stretcher being brought in. The man was placed on it and zipped into a body bag, while the woman cried sadly beside him. Kwewa put down her binoculars and went downstairs to the building across the street, watching as the man was loaded into a vehicle. Kwewa walked over to comfort the woman. The woman asked if she was from the building across the street, mentioning that they had a son, a daughter, and a baby. Kwewa thought she had been caught spying and looked embarrassed. The woman said her husband had been very ill, and sometimes they would watch Kwewa's family, envying her for having 3 lovely children. They had tried for a long time but still had none. Even seeing Kwewa feeding her baby at night made them feel happy. Kwewa didn't know how to comfort her, so she gave the woman a hug. When she got home, she fell into deep thought. It turned out that while she had been envying the family across the street, they had also been envying her life. Just then, her husband came back with their 3 children. She realized that her husband was slowly changing, and suddenly she felt that her life was actually quite happy. The movie, The Neighbor's Window, ends here. This film won the Best Live-Action Short Film at the 92nd Academy Awards. Sometimes, while you're envying someone else's life, they're envying yours. So, sometimes, it's important not to blindly envy others. Living your own life well is what truly matters. Alright, If you want to see more great movie explanations, please follow me. Bye bye.
Yeah.